NJ, is it me, or has Smackdown now just become a terrible filler show?
The thing about this is that obviously it's a go-home show, Royal Rumble, and they've really let us down, and it's not just been this week.
No, I mean, to be honest with you, lately Smackdown has really had a hard time with injuries. There's not really too many storylines on the show. They're lacking star power because of those injuries, and to be honest with you, it is hurting our viewing of the products, especially the Smackdown brand, because there's just not much interest on the show at the moment.
And the thing that surprised me is the amount of injuries that have been on Smackdown compared to Raw, and it's just like, we're losing a load of big wrestlers. Yeah, we got a return of one tonight, but it's still lacked down because we still lost other people who could be in feuds, and now we've lost another one tonight.
Yeah, just the genuine interest and entertainment in the show has just been very low lately. But anyway, we're the British Fist. We're going to be reviewing Smackdown for you guys today, and as you can probably tell by that intro, we're not happy with Smackdown at the moment, and we're going to vent our frustrations out in this video, especially NJ. I am Mr. Parkin, and even though I've already mentioned his name, I'll say it again. It's the one and only NJ.
What's up?
What's up indeed. Guys, subscribe up above, like this video, and please give us your thoughts on Smackdown down in the comment section below. You may have liked the show, you may have disliked the show, but please just give us your thoughts, because at the moment we think this is such a terrible show.
And before I say my line, people will make sure you contact us and anything good talks below.
You just had to bring the glasses back, didn't you?
Oh yes!
Are you going to be doing some Terminator stuff in this review?
Oh yes.
Hasta la vista. You better save that at the end this time, NJ. You've botched it last time. But anyway, okay, so this week, we opened up with Smackdown with the Big Show. Coming out saying that he's sorry, that AJ is forgiving him, but he's having trouble forgiving himself. Don't know. This whole Big Show, this whole thing with AJ Lee is just fucking bullshit. He talks about how he would always hurt others as by accident as a kid, and how he doesn't have the heart to go on with his career.
The thing about this is that this is why I don't want to see Big Show as a face, because as a heel, he wouldn't really care. He'll go straight after Daniel Bryan, destroy him. And hearing this from a big giant like this, and having cried past weeks, it's really messing with his character. It's not someone I believe could be a dominant guy in a wrestling match, because obviously how soft he is. And this opening thing, yes, it was good to have Big Show come out, but it just disappointed me.
Well, Terminator NJ loves to rant. You got guns on you? Because I might need to shoot myself with them soon. And then you get Daniel Bryan coming out talking about AJ being medicated. So she doesn't remember the visit by Big Show. WWE is a place for athletes, not genetic freaks. Tells Big Show to retire, and then he slaps Big Show. And I will say this: I really haven't liked the Daniel Bryan character lately, but at least here his promo was a lot better than usual. He delivered it a little bit better, even though it did seem kind of forced and scripted. It was a positive here, I will take in a segment. The Daniel Bryan promo wasn't too bad this week. I actually thought it was pretty decent.
Well, with Daniel Bryan getting Big Show's place, that was interesting. He didn't stand back, he got in his face, started slapping. But what I was really, really hoping for was, I know we've said about Daniel Bryan maybe turning heel and that, but that would have been a perfect time for Big Show just to have laid him out and just made his point more aggressive. But Daniel Bryan, I give him thumbs up for signing up to Big Show.
He kind of did try, and he did attack Daniel Bryan, but then he's basically saying it to him that what happens on Sunday won't be an accident, good stuff. And then out comes Mark Henry basically saying, I don't care about this love fest here. I don't care, I want my cheeseburgers. Reference Jeff Schlegel. Your thoughts?
With Mark Henry coming out, yes, he did make the point it's a triple threat, so he needed his saying this, and him coming out, him saying he didn't care about Daniel Bryan, he made fun of AJ, so that's what we want to hear from a heel. And the thing is, I was hoping some similar words from Big Show, but he's turned soft now. And Big Show, but Mark Henry and Daniel Bryan, they were in the opening, so I give that a thumbs up.
Yeah, I mean, you're seeing the three guys that are going to be involved at the Royal Rumble. Also, it at least is making Daniel Bryan an integral part of the TV show, because we did see him various times throughout the show tonight, which is one positive I can take from this show. You then get Teddy Long coming out announcing that Orton versus Barrett is going to happen tonight, so Orton's return. Talk about that later. And the main event will be Mark Henry versus Big Show, which had some major implications in it, possibly for the Royal Rumble. So we'll talk about that as the main event segment. So we got two matches from this. It was an okay opener. I'm not gonna lie. It was an okay opener.
I wasn't really a fan. As I said during the show, I thought it was just awful. It was horrible to hear Big Show saying what he did. Daniel Bryan, yes, he had the dominant role in this. Mark Henry saved it for me, but overall, I just didn't think it was the best opener for the three of them.
Yeah, I mean, after that, we got Cody Rhodes versus Justin Gabriel.
Again.
Yeah, we got this match last week, and the match last week was pretty good. But they just didn't give this one enough time, did they? Just 2 minutes is just not enough for these matches. You're making Cody Rhodes look strong. I get it. He's one of those guys you want to make look strong going into the Rumble. But at least while you're doing it, try and make Justin Gabriel at least seem somewhat credible. 2 minutes? Come on.
The thing about this, the thumbs up I'm going to give it, as much as I find this guy entertaining, horns weren't involved.
Oh, thank God.
That's the big point about this. And the match itself, Justin Gabriel was a guy that I was thinking maybe he could be up in the mid-card, going up against Cody Rhodes and that. But these 2 matches, the last match showed more of Justin Gabriel than this week. There was a letdown. They replayed it, short match. Cody looked strong, but this did nothing for Justin Gabriel this week.
I can only imagine. I mean, this is the go-home show. I can only imagine they're trying to make Rhodes look strong going into the pay-per-view, and they did achieve that, but at the expense of Justin Gabriel, a guy who I feel could be in a feud with Cody Rhodes and needs a little bit more credibility, seeing as he's been booked like shit ever since they've made him a singles wrestler. We got a Santino and Yoshi tag team!
Oh, yeah!
What's their name? Like Yoshitsu or something? I don't know.
Sanchichi.
I don't know what their name was. It doesn't matter because we get McIntyre versus Sheamus made for tonight. We knew what was going to happen there. That was next.
Yeah, it's kind of horrible that match was announced because obviously you have Sheamus, who's this top guy. Yes, he's facing like people like Mahal. Now he's facing Drew, but still, we knew what was coming.
Sheamus beats McIntyre in 3 minutes. We knew it was pretty much going to come. The commentators are really playing off this whole McIntyre slump as if it is going to go somewhere. Sheamus wins. We knew it was going to happen. You're making Sheamus look strong going into the Royal Rumble. Brilliant. I just wish he'd be involved in some kind of storyline so I could get behind him more and he's not involved in filler. I just wonder what the fuck now is going to happen with Drew McIntyre. Is he going to be at the Rumble? Are we going to see more of him? Is he fired?
The thumbs up I'm going to give about this match is that it won't get Mahal again.
Thank God.
The other thing is, I'm hoping Drew McIntyre, yes, he may not get another match because it's the Rumble time, but I think he will be one of the participants in it and he may... I think he'll get a quick elimination, but he'll be involved at Royal Rumble and hopefully afterwards.
Hopefully. Next we have tag action. Santino and Yoshitatsu versus Epico and Primo. Not really too much to say about this. Again, you're just trying to make the tag champs look strong. 2 minutes. Epico and Primo win a short match. I don't mind them trying making the champs look strong, but why can't we have these matches go a bit more time? Just to make them a little bit more entertaining so you can at least get Yoshi and Santino over a little bit as well. I'm just going to put that out there.
The thing I want to say about this is that Santino made segment parts of the match funny, but overall we knew what the result was going to be. The thing is, the result was pretty much set in stone, and the match again, as well as the matches we just announced, were too short, and they just led nowhere. It just didn't give us a good feeling for these first few matches.
Hey, Terminator! You need to go out there and hurt Big Show tonight. Oh, please. Just do it to Daniel Bryan. We get Daniel Bryan telling Mark Henry backstage that he needs to hurt Big Show. I guess you could try and say he's being a clever heel there by trying to say you're trying to get Mark Henry to injure Big Show. Just saying.
It might be a clever heel, but at the same time, Mark Henry should have a better thinking and understanding of what's going on, and he should have just either laid out Daniel Bryan. I keep saying lay out Daniel Bryan, just go and see it happen. But I wanted to see more from that because Mark Henry seems to be going with on Daniel Bryan's side.
Yeah. Next we get one of the better segments of the night, purely based on the fact that these two have a feud. And we don't see many feuds on Smackdown at the moment, so this was kind of refreshing. We had the announced match of Wade Barrett versus Orton. Never really happened. You had Wade Barrett coming out talking about Orton's ego getting the better of him, that he is a broken man, and we get some more of that lift elevator footage, which, oh God, I can always watch back that elevator footage. Good promo by Barrett to start off this segment.
The thing is, I think Smackdown, WWE know that Wade Barrett is great on mic. They're using it to his example, having him here, speaking how dominant he is and how he's took out Randy Orton and how strong he is going towards
the Rumble.
Yes.
Yeah, but the good thing about this segment, you had Orton and Barrett both going after each other when Orton comes in. You then get the referees breaking them up. You know, it was a good segment in the sense that it extenuated a previous feud, which Barrett is on top on, and you got Orton coming back looking kind of strong. We thought he would. Then we get Jobbers trying to break up Orton, and he RKOs all 5 of them, of course, because he's Randy Orton.
Yeah, that thing was just a touch for his return to give him something to show that he's back. Yeah. But at the same time, it was a bit like, yeah, we knew that was coming.
I think, to be honest with you, though, SmackDown really need Orton right now because they don't really have that much star power anymore, and they really do need Orton, especially back in that feud with Wade. Because, like I said, they've only got like 2 storylines, proper storylines going at the moment, which are pay-per-view worthy, as compared to when they used to have like 4 or 5 a couple of months back. But they need Orton back because they're really lacking in star power, and I'm glad he's actually come back. To be honest with you, though, I wouldn't have had him come back now. Probably would have had him come back at the Rumble, probably. Maybe I'd leave it a bit more of a surprise, even though we all knew. But I'm kind of glad Orton is back on Smackdown, as they do need him, especially with all these injuries. I maybe would have had him maybe cut a promo or something, but with his promo skills, this segment was good. It was probably the best segment of the night, in my opinion.
Having Barrett dominate the mic, having Orton come back and get his upper hand over Barrett, it was a positive segment for both of them.
Yes, our main event as well, so good place in there, WWE. Next, we had Hunico versus Ted DiBiase. This is a TV feud at the moment, but are you really interested in this feud at all? I think the fact that you're going to say no, which you are, right?
The thing is, I was hoping more from Ted, but when he went in feud with Hunico, we all knew it was basically to put Hunico over, so I wasn't really interested in it.
And this is the problem with SmackDown at the moment. They don't have that lack of depth of roster. The layered, they don't really have a layered show anymore. So you see Hunico versus Ted DiBiase in a feud, and it's not really pay-per-view worthy, and there's not really many pay-per-view worthy feuds on there. Yes, there's the odd TV feud here and there, but nothing really that can engage us, especially when they've had a match last week. They had the flag match. DiBiase, we hear, now has a wrist injury. The match lasted 1.5 minutes. Hunico wins with a very quick match. Camacho doesn't even get involved. Hunico wins clean. Hunico and Camacho attack DiBiase post-match. You could say that's extenuating the feud a little bit more, but it's just not interesting.
It's all about Hunico, I think. Ted's just there to try and put him over. And I'm thinking the match was too short. Again, I'm going to complain the amount of matches we've had are too short.
Yeah.
I've really let this SmackDown down. Even this match we didn't really care about. It should have still maybe got a bit more time, just so it's not a quick match like the other matches were.
Especially considering what happened in the main event. Matches... I'm surprised WWE didn't just pull an audible here and just say, well, the main event didn't go on as long as we thought it would because of what happened to Mark Henry. So why not make these matches longer? Do you know, not because they recorded it afterwards, I guess, but I don't know. After this, we get our double weekly dose of the Funkasaurus Brodus Clay versus Alex Riley. And the great thing about this segment was Alex Riley was dancing along with the Funkasaurus this week. This was some entertaining shit until he squashed him in 30 seconds. God, I feel sorry for A-Rai. Return to TV.
It's two faces against each other, so I'm glad that they made it entertaining by having them both dancing. But to have another squash match against a wrestler that we thought could maybe come back and have a future in the WWE, this was disappointing. But again, it's all about putting Brodus Clay over more with wins.
Pretty much. I mean, I'm glad A-Rai got on TV. Hooray! For A-Rai, one of our wildcard picks getting on TV. But yeah, he squashes... Brodus Clay squashes him in 30 seconds. So yeah, what can we really say there? Funkasaurus is entertaining, but I feel sorry for A-Rai. I don't really know what to think of this segment. Should we move on?
Yeah.
Because after this, we got a massively long-ass Raw recap, and I think this was extended because of that main event. But God, this was long. I just skipped this.
It showed Kane, which is the big thing going into the Rumble. Obviously, Kane's Cena thing, but obviously it was too long. It showed too much of it, and it was just fit up for SmackDown.
Oksana versus Natalya. I'm not lying, people. The match lasted 5 seconds. 5 seconds. Whose tea did Natalya piss in backstage? Seriously. This is bullshit right here. Oksana, first match on SmackDown, she beats Natalya in 5 seconds.
The thing is, Natalya requested this match. She wanted it. And to be honest, the first thing she did in the match, even though she wanted this match, was turn away and look for Tamina. And I'm thinking, you wanted this match, concentrate on your opponent. And I'm thinking, this could have been Natalya's win in a while, but sadly they gave it to someone that's probably not going to have much of a future in the WWE.
Really not. I've seen Oksana in SCW. She doesn't really impress me too much. Just the fact that she's Lithuanian and she's hot, I guess. You then have Tamina coming in and saving the day and putting the splash on Natalya. You know, just this feud again. It's just not interesting. It really, especially doesn't get enough time, and it's just squash, 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 and. You know, if you're gonna if you're gonna put Tamina over, you've got to at some point establish Natalya because if she squashes Natalya 4 times, eventually squashing Natalya isn't going to mean anything because she doesn't mean anything. So this whole thing is just bugging me so much.
This is not really putting anyone over. Natalya is not at a place where she's put people over, and Tamina, well, yeah, she's getting wins. People seem to like, but it's just pointless.
Main event time, guys. There's a lot to talk about this main event. Mark Henry versus Big Show was announced during the match. We had Daniel Bryan at ringside. And what happened during the match, this main event was very, very short. And it was mainly because during the match, Mark Henry went to punch Big Show and he hyperextended his knee. So he was actually legitimately injured. So they had to cut to commercial. And after we cut to commercial, we had Daniel Bryan interfering in the match after Big Show won by counter. So they obviously called an audible and kept hitting him with a chair. And we had the whole interaction between Daniel Bryan and Big Show when Big Show came out on top. Predictably.
The match, yes, it would have been an interesting match because, as Devon said, you had Daniel Bryan versus both of them on separate shows in the past, and this was just going to be the two opponents that haven't faced each other yet, ready for the Rumble. But the thing is, Mark Henry got injured, which is sad. We said at the beginning of the video, people keep getting injured, and Mark Henry's getting worse, even though he just came back from an injury. And the aftermath, yes, Daniel Bryan was looking strong using the weapon, taking down Big Show, but I'm glad Big Show actually got the upper hand. I've been waiting for the whole show for Big Show to take him down, and he did. So, yeah!
You got your wish then, I guess. I will say this, WWE. Mark Henry has been working hurt lately. I really don't understand why they put him in the... Especially if they had this injury. I don't understand why they put him in the ring, especially when they know when they know he has the injury. I know he's trying to be a combatant and he's working hurt, but this now affects that match of the Royal Rumble, and we really don't know what's going to happen with it now because Mark Henry's injured, probably not going to be able to work, and then they might have to just take the match off altogether or just make it a singles match now.
I really hope it's not Daniel Bryan versus Big Show again because we've seen that
twice,
and Daniel Bryan keeps saying, "Oh, Big Show." Yeah, unless they're going to swap the title, please don't make it a single match.
Yeah, I mean, we'll probably talk more about this in our Royal Rumble predictions video, which is going to be uploaded on Saturday. But this was a very sour end to SmackDown, just because you know Mark Henry is now injured, and you're wondering what the fuck is actually going to happen at the pay-per-view now on the Go Home show. The main event, because of that match being cut so short, really fell flat. Not the wrestler's fault at all. It's Mark Henry's injury, and that's none of their fault. It's just that as a viewer, the main event fell very flat, and it was a very, very flat show this week, especially just before one of your biggest pay-per-views of the year. Did this show want to make you buy the pay-per-view?
Not one bit, and this was the big thing the whole show's building up to. I know it wasn't Mark Henry's fault, but it weren't a good match at all.
I will say this. Raw did a decent job, in my opinion, of focusing what it needed to focus on, which is the main feuds. SmackDown, to me now, is just a filler show, really, isn't it? Apart from maybe 2 feuds, just a filler show.
Which is disappointing, because with SmackDown's roster, they have wrestlers that could be booked better, but they're just not being booked. So, again, SmackDown's not improving, which is a shame.
Overall thoughts on the show, then? I know what you're going to say, but I just want to ask you. I want to make sure these people know and get the message.
People, please don't say you enjoyed this SmackDown. I know you have an opinion, but this SmackDown, this just had no good feeling. Rumble, yeah, there was Rumble mentions, video packages again. But the thing is, it just lacked entertainment, in my opinion. The matches were too short. And yes, it had some segments that made us laugh, but overall, it just weren't a good SmackDown.
You guys out there better listen to Terminator NJ because, yeah, he's pretty tough. I'll say that right now from experience. I will say this. SmackDown wasn't a good show. It was a terrible show, in fact. But at least the positive I can take from this is that you had the right people looking strong going into the Rumble. The trouble is, we don't really have too many feuds on this show going into the Royal Rumble. So the Royal Rumble itself, there's not really going to be too many feuds stemming off from the Rumble. The main event was very flat. The opener was okay. The best segment of the night was really Barrett Orton. I thought that was a good segment, but the rest of the segments just really fell flat because they feel like filler. And when SmackDown was a good show a couple of months ago, we used to see how layered the show was, and every segment had a meaning, a purpose. And now only, 2, maybe 3 segments, some of which are really not that interesting, have really got our attention on this show. It's very hard to watch at the moment, isn't it? Which is a letdown because obviously it's the going show before Royal Rumble. Exactly. We'll leave it there then. Fed up of ranting about this show. D's being fair, but that's what we're giving it. A D minus. There we go, yes. Yeah, something like that, guys. Make sure you give us your thoughts on this SmackDown down in the comment section below. Sorry for the negativity, guys, but it really was a terrible show, and we just have to be honest about these things. It bored the fuck out of us, didn't it? It did indeed. Do you want to give your little Terminator outro now? Till next time, people. From Mr. Parkin and me and Jay. Hasta vista, YouTubers.